It's by buying that one property, renting out a bedroom in it, or maybe finding a property that has a mother-in-law suite to offset the debt that you're carrying. You do not need to use a bank to buy a property. And when you start thinking like this and you start reframing your brain and you see how little time this actually takes away from what you're doing already, because you guys are awesome. You guys are rock stars. What you're doing already, keep doing it. Okay? Don't need to quit your job. You can keep doing what you're doing, because what I just told you is real simple. Buy a box, make a post, get relationships with a couple wholesalers on your lunch break. Okay? Whether that's 1, 2, 3, or 4 wholesalers on your lunch break. And when you make these posts, and for you guys who don't remember what I said Creative Real Estate by Pace Morby. There's 160,000 people in that group. There's people trying to sell deals all the time. You're going to put how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the market, what type of deals you're buying. Seller finance, subject to. You do not buy all cash deals, okay? And when you start taking these things and you implement them, and the consistency, just like you show up to work every day, guys, and you get paid paycheck, you finally get to see the result, which is the paycheck. That's the same thing with real estate. Once you buy the deal, you might not see the paycheck today. You're not going to see. That's the beautiful thing about real estate. It's a slow burn, but it's a burn, and it's a burn forever. That fire's burning forever. Okay, without you having to continue to add wood. So when you really start to see the recipe that I just given you guys. And you guys are way ahead of me. You know why? Because I was in your shoes and I didn't know anything about creative finance. But today, when you leave this Zoom, and some of you guys might have heard about seller finance and subject to deals, right? You guys have tools in your tool belt that you're able to leave here with to be able to obtain real estate without banks, buy real estate without your own money. And how you do that is by making contact, because it's a contact sport. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up to you guys for some Q&A. I'm sure a lot of you guys have some questions. Let's get it rocking and rolling. 6:55. So I got about another 20 minutes with you guys. What's up, Lonnie?
So let's say if your credit's outstanding, you've got money, and you currently own a house, is there an advantage still going creative over a traditional?
Yes. Let me tell you why. Actually, you tell me why. I said it in the Zoom today.
I apologize. I did take a call for a couple minutes while you were talking. Okay. And probably missed that.
That's all right. No worries. So here's the advantage.
Lower down payment and best interest rate.
Absolutely. She hit it. She hit it on the head. If you're going to go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, and you say, hey, I want to buy an investment property because you're trying to scale your portfolio one home at a time, they're going to hit you with 20% down at the purchase price, and then they're going to hit you with 8 to 9, upwards of 10% interest rate. So your debt structure is way too high for you to be able to make any money. See what I'm saying? Versus, I gave the analogy earlier, Steven owns a property. He's a tired landlord. He's tired of dealing with leaky toilets. He's tired of dealing with leaky roofs. And he's ready to exit the business. Guys, remember, there's a lot of people looking to exit the business, and that's your opportunity. Okay? There's people who wants to leave. They don't want to be a landlord anymore, and they own the property free and clear. And so here's the sexy thing about this is there's people out there, investors, or you can educate them. And even if you're going to go direct to seller, meaning like you're going to do all the negotiations, if you want to learn that skill set, there's people out there who own property free and clear. They're smart. They know if they sell that property, they bought it for 80, 90K many moons ago. And then that's worth $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $100,000. They know they're going to pay Uncle Sam 20 to 30% on the net proceeds when they sell it. So a lot of them are okay with doing what we call a tax deferment, and they want to be able to do a seller finance deal because now they're no longer a landlord. They're upgrading landlord to bank, and they're able to avoid that capital gains, right? It's just like a stock. If you buy the stock at $100 and now it's worth $500 a share, you're going to pay gains, correct? Same thing with real estate.
Plus, they're making them interest on the money as well.
Yeah. So these individuals want to defer that, and they still want to get a check every single month. So what you do is you're creating a win-win situation for you and the other individual. Fully 100% contract, everything's legitimate, goes through title company, nothing is different. The only thing is different is you're making that tired landlord is what we call them. That's the word we use. We're making that tired landlord. We're now making them a bank. They're upgrading from landlord to bank. We call it upgrade, right? It makes them feel good.
Yep. Okay.
So that's the big advantage, Lonnie.
I didn't know if I wasn't 100% if the banks would still, if they're going to charge you extra interest based on it's an investment property versus your property you live in.
Yeah, they will. So an investment loan product and a primary residence loan product are two different loan products. Investment loan product, they're going to charge you anywhere between 8, 9, and 10% interest, depending on the loan product that you get, if you were to go to a Chase or a Bank of America.
Yeah.
But if you go to somebody like a tired landlord, bro, I got deals, dude. Check this out. I got deals at 0% interest rate.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're unicorns. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and flock like there's tons and tons around. They're unicorn deals, but they're out there. I've gotten deals at 2%, 3%, 4% interest rate. I always tell people, if you're 5% or lower on the interest rate, that's free money to me, right? You're not paying much interest. So another thing you guys want to do in adding your buying criteria, don't just add the bedrooms, don't just add the bathrooms, don't just add the location. When you're buying deals, whether it's a seller finance or a subject to deal, tell people don't send me a deal if it's over 5% interest rate. I'm not a buyer for that. Okay. So just like you create, if you're going to go out and buy a car, you have a specific buying criteria, whether it's a Mazda, Honda, Toyota, whatever it is, create that same thing for real estate. But be crystal clear on it, guys. Don't turn your head and say, oh, I want to be a flipper all of a sudden. No, there's a lot of ways to make money in real estate. I've done a lot of them. Okay. So one thing at a time. Your thing is going to buy a property. You're going to marry the money, not date the money.